All right, it's perfect. You can see that those have been loaded up. Yes, Bobby, you can see as well. Just a little bit of this extra salsa just on top to give it some of that flavour. It's not coming out the way I want it to. There we go. Now, as I said, I've got black beans in here. You could do a refried beans or any kind of beans. You don't have to do beans, of course. You don't even have to put a salsa on there. You might even have just a can of tomatoes that you might want to put on there. Either way, that is Mexico in a dish right there. Okay. Oh yeah, that tastes good. So just again, a little bit of that cheese is going to melt over. It'll be beautiful. In the oven, about 180 degrees for 20, 30 minutes. I'm just going to grate some of that goat's cheese on there as well, just to give a little bit extra flavour. Now, of course, my love of chili would see me putting jalapenos in this, or some sort of hot spice. Given my audience, I might leave that until later. Okay, and put those on top. That looks awesome. Now, one final touch, a little bit of those fried onions just on top, little shallots, give it a little bit of crunch as that goes down the red lane. And there we've got a prepared burrito, chicken burrito with those sort of fried beans, that also the black beans, lots of tomato, lots of salsa, onion and coriander. Beautiful. We'll let you know what it looks like when we show you. Taste of Mexico today. A burrito is going to whip them up really quick. Like everything I've said before, it's all about preparation. Chicken burritos. I've actually had that on the barbecue. So I barbecued that really quickly on the hot plate. Just some of those little bits of chicken. That's something obviously loaded in. I've got some black beans there. You don't have to use black beans. You could use, chickpeas, for example. Some salsa with the onion. I'm just going to chop that up. And of course, just some of those, I was going to say falafels, but those tacos, kind of soft tacos, which we're just going to fold in. So just cutting up. You don't have to pre-cook this onion because we're going to have these in the oven for about sort of 20 minutes or so, just to soak up the cheese, melt the cheese. We're going to have some capsicum in there. Now, I know the zucchini is not a Mexican part of the dish, but that's all right. We're just going to add some flavour in there, and because I had a couple in the fridge, so it's always worth using. Okay, so I'm just going to cut those onions up, and what we're going to do is just literally putting it all together. And I want to use this little kind of container here, and then we'll mix in all the bits. Now, I've also got some coriander, just some nice flavour there. Just a little chop up the coriander. Watch your fingers on that. And as I said, just mixing it all together, and then we're just going to load it into the little tortillas or burrito thingies, and a bit of cheese on top, which will melt in. So a lot of these things you pre-cut, don't have to pre-cook it, because as I said, it's not going to take that long. And make sure you've got a dish big enough to kind of load it all in too. No, it sounds silly. Now, just don't make it too wet. I'm just going to put in a few of these. Oh, that's obviously of interest to Bob. Thanks, mate. There we go. That's probably enough, right? Now, you might want to do some tomatoes too. If you've got some tomatoes around, these are pretty easy. Just cut them in half, so you get that little pop of flavour when you bite into them. And literally just, as I said, loading everything in. You can add whatever cheese you want. I've got a kind of a cheddar there. I've got a little bit of a goat's cheese there that I found tucked away in the back of the fridge that I hadn't devoured already. And we'll just add in a couple of those things on top. Okay. Now I've also got a pre-done Mexican style salsa, which I'll load in as well. Mixing that up, that's not going to be easy to mix up. Let's have a look at that. There we go. Now you want a little bit more liquid in that, so let's do one of those tins. I've got two of those. We probably don't need both. We'll see how we go. Now I've got a pre-line just with some baking paper there, and all we want to do is literally just What's that? Just mix this through a little bit more and load them up. I'm going to go against my word. I'm going to put in another one of those Mexican style salsas, just to give it a little bit more of that liquid that we're looking for. You could have any salsa. And I've actually got another little salsa dish here that I haven't used before. I think that actually came with the pack of the... You know, we might leave that for the top. Let's leave that for the top and we'll kind of do it that way. Okay, so just, if you can mix it up as much as possible, you've got all those beautiful flavours. That looks like Mexico. It's great colours, the Mexican flag. Okay, so mixing that all in. This is simple. This is midweek, simple dish. So let's just load those in. I think awesome. And just do it in a way that's going to fit. I think I've got 8 of those. Holding that there so it doesn't collapse. Same process, load them in. Beautiful. Just going to hold there. Actually, I might put that there to hold that. Stop that rolling over. Load that up. How good do these look? I can almost eat like that, given that that chicken's cooked. Okay, same process. Just hold that there. That's too big now. Stop that rolling through. I'll keep loading these up, fill this up, and then I'll show you what we're going to put on top.